Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nick Hartson, and today we're going to be talking about global issues primarily in South America. This is a general map of the region we're going to be discussing today. It just kind of shows you a brief little overview of the region. The first topic we're going to be discussing today is about population growth. The fertility rate started to plunge about 50 years ago in South America, and this is primarily in Brazil and regions around there. The average children per woman went from about 6 to less than 2, and it's primarily due to modernization, and women are going out and getting out into the workforce more, and this is making them stray away a little more from the traditional role of staying home and being the mother of the family, which in an aspect is good because then it decreases expenses of general children expenses such as healthcare and schooling and just even medication and whatnot, what they need, and just general supplies. The next topic we're going to be talking about is environmental degradation. The rainforest is being cleared out and they're putting dams in a lot of the rivers. This in terms isn't a great thing because their dams are blocking the normal fish patterns and migrations and whatnot, and it's also blocking sediments from starting upstream and flowing downstream and getting to the basins. And then this is also preventing, since the sediments aren't getting down there, then the nutrients that are in those sediments, they're not getting down there and providing nutrients into the ground and the basin and whatnot, and it's causing problems for the ecosystem. Also, the wetlands upstream can dry out due to this because the dams are just disrupting the natural flow of the water and just kind of causing issues because it's not natural, it's all man-made stuff. The next topic we're going to be talking about is conflict. Illegal and legal drugs are a big problem in South America. Illegal drugs, they're farmed, and there's a lot of clearing of land and rainforest and natural land in the Amazon and whatnot in order to make land for growing the drugs, because it is a big industry, because in general the economy isn't doing great right now in South America, so they're leaning on stuff that can get the money, such as drugs. And it's kind of a vicious cycle right now because that little bit of money is going more and people want to get into it more, so they're clearing more and more land, and it's just making more of a problem. They're farming drugs such as marijuana and cocaine, so it's an issue, and the government's starting to try to rethink issues and how to troubleshoot this problem and just kind of prevent more of it from spreading and just reduce what's there. Legal drugs are also an issue in this region, and it's basically because medication and healthcare in general just isn't very strong in this region, and families and people just tend to go towards the black market a little more because hospitals and other medical facilities, they don't generally have great drugs and whatnot to provide to their patients, so the patients are forced to go out and get the drugs from the black market and illegal sources, and it's just kind of turned into a cycle, and that's become a problem now over time. The next topic is increased needs. The World Health Organization declared Zika a global emergency, and this is going to call for an increase in funding and research efforts for preventing Zika from spreading, because Zika can spread very quickly and has been kind of doing it in South America at this point. The Olympics is also being held in South America right now, in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and this is increasing the traffic in general to this region, and all these athletes and all these fans are going to Brazil and South America in general, and they're in contact with Zika and whatnot, and they're around it, and that has a possibility because airplanes and whatnot and ships are easily transporting that stuff back to their home countries, and the athletes and the tourists, they can easily track it back to their home countries with them, and this could potentially become a very, very serious global issue of healthcare. The next major topic is declining resources. Economic crisis is taking a toll in parts of South America, such as Venezuela. This especially taking a toll in. The problem is inflation is very high, and the price of oil is very low right now, and oil and gas are two of the primary sources of income for the economy, and this is just causing problems because of lack of money. It's providing food becomes scarce, and it's causing medical supplies and imports making them hard to come by in general. and political unrest and adds to the problem. And there's also scandals and whatnot going on. The next topic we're going to be talking about is scarcity and poverty. Most of Brazil and South America's revenue comes from oil and gas, as we previously mentioned. The state oil company is currently associated with corruption and scandal and is losing revenue. And since that is a leading source of money in the economy, it's really causing problems, and it's just becoming making the region as a whole kind of poor because they're just not getting the money they need, and they have been from the past. The government right now is stepping in, and they are boosting the economy for the Olympic time only. They are coming in, they are giving money so they can get the South America through the Olympics, and they are hoping that the Olympics, all the tourists are going to come in and they're going to pump money in the economy through souvenirs and whatnot, just being general expenses of traveling to the area. The governments are hoping that enough money is going to be pumped in that they're just going to leave at the end of the Olympics, and the economy will just take care of itself at that point. The next topic is increased consumption. The Olympics are there and in South America, and it's causing an increase in just general everyday consumption, such as food, buildings, clothing, souvenirs, everything that just everyday consumption items, and it's really causing an increase in even jobs just to support the increase in traffic there, and people have to take care of even simple duties as taking out the trash. We need to hire more people because there's just more stuff to take care of right now in this country, and it's really nice because this is the boost in the economy that is really needed to jumpstart South America at this point. And that is all that we have time for today. Thank you for watching, and I'm Nick Carson.